Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Today we're going to be talking about some reasons why you should probably consider the Mustang over the Camaro or the Challenger, and some reasons why you probably should not and should avoid the Mustang. Now you'll see a lot of videos out there of people telling you, different reasons, 5 things and all that stuff. I don't have that. I just have a few reasons that I thought of after owning this car and owning the other cars that I'm talking about in this video. So with that being said, one of the main reasons I think you should probably avoid the Mustang is the price when compared to the Camaro LT1. So if I get a Camaro LT1, it's probably going to be much less than my car spec the exact same way, and you get a little bit more. So let me explain. This car, the way I optioned it out, the active exhaust, the color, and that's pretty much it. Came to $46,225. Now, obviously, I got a discount on it if you've been following me long enough, but what if I couldn't get a discount? Only thing I added was the color and the active exhaust. That's it. And it comes to almost $47,000. The LT1, on the other hand, and there is a 24 Camaro, if you do a LT1, change it to this color, keep it as a standard, add the active exhaust, it is much less in price. So the Mustang is priced a little higher, and I understand why some previous generation Mustang owners might feel that way, but when you compare it to the Camaro LT1, it is the much better purchase, and the Mustang is a little overpriced for that fact. Now, let's get into a flip side of that. Another reason, well, not a flip side, another reason is that the Camaro also is faster in the same configuration. So if you have a Camaro that is a LT1 base, no options, just a standard and active exhaust, it is much faster than a base 5.0 Mustang that we have here. Much faster. It just boogies down the road much faster. That's another reason why you might want to avoid the Mustang if that is your thing. So the flip side of that, now let's get into the flip side of that. The Mustang in appearance looks better than the Camaro could ever look. The Mustang got an update in this new generation. The Camaro didn't, and neither did the Challenger. They didn't get updates. They look the same. So that in that respect, this car looks better on the front and the rear. Some people make fun of it, saying that it looks like a Camaro on the quarter panels on the rear. I'll take it as a compliment. So this car looks much better in the front than the Camaro. While the Challenger does look a little bit more mean in the front, I like the Challenger's front end, this Mustang looks much better than the Camaro by a long shot. Now, aside from it looking better on the exterior, here's a reason you might want to consider the Mustang over the Camaro base and the Challenger base. The interior is much better than both of those vehicles, and it got an update. So previous generation Mustang owners frown at this look right here, but I actually like it. When you compare it to the Challenger and the Camaro, both of those are simply outdated. They just don't measure up, and you miss out on a beautiful display here. So I don't know. It's just me. I think it's a good thing, but also now I want to talk about a disadvantage. Simply put, the HVAC system. It is built into this screen, and this screen can freeze at any given moment. So that's a huge disadvantage, and that's a reason why you might want to avoid the Mustang altogether. Everything being in the touchscreen could be kind of lame for a lot of people and a learning curve. All right, so that is an example of the factory exhaust with an MBRP X pipe. Now, I've done mid-muffler deletes on several cars, and none of them sound as good, in my humble opinion, as the Coyote engine with any kind of exhaust mods. I don't even have Cook's headers, and when I was at a show recently, they thought for sure I had a full exhaust when it was just an active exhaust with the MBRP X pipe, $100 add-on. So, but nonetheless, that is the reason why you should consider the Mustang over the other ones. Personally, I think they sound better. The exhaust sounds better than the Camaro does. Now I know that's not my factory sound, but even the factory sound better than the factory exhaust on the Camaro and the Challenger. That's my humble opinion on that. Now, going back to price a little bit, the Mustang, we all know, costs more than the Camaro, and it's way more in price than the Challenger because the Challengers are discontinued along with the Camaro, but the Challengers are on this fire sale. Like, you can get a RT Challenger or a Scatback Challenger for pennies on the dollar on what it used to cost. However, the Scatbacks are priced a little high. They're still, I'm seeing them at like 45 or whatever. And I definitely, think the Scat Pack is a fire vehicle. I had two of them, I had four of them actually. But when it comes to the Challenger Scat Pack, it's priced about discounted. It's priced the same as my Mustang. But that's a sad part because they were wanting $60,000 for a Scat Pack with cloth seats, which is ridiculous. And the RT Challenger for $32,000, $30,000, those are a steal, folks. I would jump on that if you just didn't want to spend as much money on the Mustang. That's a $15,000 difference from my price, and it'd be totally worth it. But speaking of price, another reason I think the Mustang is justified over a base Challenger with the V8 and a base Camaro with the V8 is the standard features, man. There are so many standard safety features on the 24 Mustang and probably the 23. I mean, this is my first Mustang, so but I think talking about this Mustang, the Mustang standard features are incredible, man. They are just it's every safety feature and then more. Some of the Mustang standard safety features are in my Cadillac. Cadillac has standard features like lane departure, blind spot monitoring. On the Camaro, you have to add that. On the Challenger, it has to be added. It's just a part of the price in the Mustang, which is why the price is higher or whatever. But it's a good look. Just having those standard features on the Mustang is a good look. I really could appreciate what Ford is doing when they add standard features like that for a car like this. Even I can even throw in my C8 Corvette. That was a huge topic. LT1 or 1LT C8 Corvette had now the new ones do, the 24s do, but the older variant, the 23 on back, they didn't have lane departure or anything like that or blind spot monitoring on the base versions. And I paid over $70,000 for that car, and it didn't have blind spot monitoring. Not that I needed it or whatever, but for the price, you know what I'm saying? Like Ford's car, base on this car is $41,000 some odd dollars, basically almost $42,000, and then based on my Camaro LT1 is $40,000. So just getting out the gate, it's a $2,000 difference on this car than the 24 Camaro, but all the standard features that are on the Mustang far outweigh the Challenger base and the Camaro base. It's just what it is. And, the other features on the Corvette, they didn't even have any. So, but that's another reason why I think the Mustang is the price. They somewhat justify it a little bit. I don't know if previous generations had blind spot monitoring standard, but the fact that this one does, it's incredible. So overall, folks, I think if you're in the market for a base GT or like a base V8 car, it's no competition. We all know that the Camaro is far ahead. It costs less and it's faster in a straight line. And that's just what it is. And probably around the track too. And that's just the way it goes. The Camaro is if you're looking at money, and I guess I could go even deeper and say if you're looking at money and you just want a V8, you could get a RT Challenger right now for $30,000 in a lot of places where I live, brand new. It's a 23, but still, it doesn't matter. It's the same car from the previous generation, and the 24 was probably going to be the same thing if they didn't do this electric thing here. But nonetheless, the Mustang is kind of in that spot right now where this is why a lot of people are saying it's the last real muscle car. I don't so much agree with that all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying some reasons why you could avoid it and some reasons why you could get it. You know what I mean? So the Camaro is the smarter purchase if you want power to value. You know what I'm saying? Like the Camaro's just boogie down the road faster from what I could tell. And I've seen some base, like nothing on it, but weight reduction, 6-speed, tire setup, and I've seen them rip through some fast cars. So the LT1, it's the truth, man. But my Ford Mustang, I love it, man. I mean, it is such an eye catcher. Plus, I don't have the same color as everybody in this area where I live. And just Mustangs, period. People seem to buy just like a color like black, blue, silver, gray. And silver is one of my favorite colors on a car. But this car right here, I think the body lines are defined by the color of this car. The wheel selection that I chose to do is defined by the color of the car. So I'll talk about the wheels before I get out of here real quick. But this is a 9.5 on the front and an 11 on the rear, and it's 20-inch wheel. People ask about my wheel setup all the time, and when I went to that show, they was really on it, man. It's an American racing wheel. It's not a new wheel. It's been out for a minute, and I have 305 35/20 on the rear and 275 35/20 on the front. Alturo tires, grip like crazy. So iBox Sportline suspension, 1.5 in the front, 1.3 in the rear, and MBRP X pipe. That is all I've done to this car, and I freaking love it. This car is way more fun to drive than a lot of cars I've owned. But Mustang owners say that this car is heavier. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Camaros can beat it down the strip, or down the road and street, whatever they're doing. But I don't really care about that. It's not the fastest one on the road. I'm not trying to be the fastest. I'd rather be safe and, you know, just post it up at shows and rip it every now and then at a track or something like that on an open road by myself than to be on the side of the road somewhere. But nonetheless, it's your man Jay. Few reasons and discussion why I think you probably should consider this car, man. This is a fabulous car. I'll see you in the next video. Tell me down below in the comments if you think I'm far off or, you know, disagree, whatever. I get it. Tell me some reasons why you would avoid this Mustang, or why you would pick, you know, you would avoid the other cars and you like the Mustang better. It's your man Jay. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.